Okay, so I was told the other day that my orchid videos suck. Why me? Okay, folks, and you are not going to believe this. I've actually had certain individuals actually critique and tell me how I should make my video. Can I repeat that just one more time to make sure that you caught that? They want to tell me how I should make my video. Why? You know what? You get like 2 thumbs down and not going to happen. Okay, folks, well, they didn't actually say that my orchids videos suck, but you know what? They might as well, because they were so rude and so crude. And I decided to make this video, not for just myself, but mainly because of you guys, my fellow other YouTubers out there. Because I definitely wanted to give you my opinion, especially if you're dealing with something like this. Because the other day, as sad as it is, I watched a video that I was like, oh my gosh, I cannot even believe this. And it was another YouTuber that was stating that they were going to go away for a while, or they were going to stop making videos because of the hurtful comments that were being posted on their videos. And, you know, basically, in a nutshell, they really couldn't handle the criticism that they were getting, definitely the hateful, snakeful comments that they were also getting, and they allowed it to really infiltrate and intrude in their personal lives, to the point where they were going to actually stop doing what they're so very passionate about. And I'm like, seriously, folks? Seriously? You're actually gonna allow someone's opinion, and you know everyone has those doggone opinions, but you're gonna actually let someone's opinion of what you're doing to affect and dictate the quality of your life, the way that you're living your life, and indeed the way that you're portraying yourself and expressing yourself with what you love to do. And that, folks, to me really hit home, because to me, folks, I have to tell you, I have become a very strong individual, and the reason is because, you know, I've gone through a lot, and it took a lot for me to really understand that I am quite a unique individual. I mean, I just don't do what everybody does. I have never done that, and sometimes just out of spite or principle, because of who I am, I actually go against the grain because I just live outside of the box. That's who I am. So folks, when I seen this comment, or, you know, them expressing how awful they felt and that they really were just really going to give up something that they truly love to do because someone was so vindictive or so hateful, and I have to tell you this, folks, a majority of people that will write these comments, because they're so bitter within themselves, because they're not happy, or because they can't do something that someone else is doing, they would much rather criticize, degrade, say hateful comments, and make people feel bad about themselves. Why? Because misery loves company, and because they're miserable, they want to also make you miserable. And folks, I am talking to the fellow YouTubers. Don't allow anyone to dictate, especially if you feel like they don't like you or they don't like something that you're doing. Folks, if it makes you feel good and it's a representation of who you are, don't give up on yourself like that. Don't discredit the potential, the uniqueness, the beauty, the difference that you have that no one else has. Because you know what? You were created exactly the way that you were supposed to be created. And you were meant to enjoy your life. Can I say that one more time? Your life. Okay, so you guys want to know exactly what kind of disturbing comments were said about this gal right here, right? I'll tell you, there's nothing to that. You know, there is absolutely no shame in my game, and I'm a big girl, folks. I'm really not doing this on my behalf. because I can take a stand for myself. I mean, I know you guys see me as very comical, very fun-loving, because that is a big part of who I am. But there is another side to me too. So I definitely just don't let people step on my toes and get away with it. Oh no, oh no. I'm just saying. So I can definitely stand up for myself. So that's not what I'm doing this for. Please do not feel sorry for me, because I don't feel sorry for me. It didn't affect me in that way. Now, what I want to tell you folks, before I begin telling you some of these comments, these very dreadful comments, number one, you have to know that I am a very entertaining individual. I have always been. That's just a part of my personality. And that's why I've gotten over the years into drama and film and acting and hosting and things of that nature, because that's who I am. That is what I love to do. And another point that I want to make is that I really try to make my videos educational. But I know how I am in learning. And I've always been this way, even in school. I mean, if there's a teacher that's very solemn and gloom and doom and very monotone and no animation, no expression, no fluctuation at all in their vocal tones, folks, I have to admit, I will fall asleep on you like, I will. So if I'm in class and I have the book up, oh, it's not because I'm interested in what I'm reading. Oh no, it's because I fell slap asleep on your behind, okay? I am sleeping. I'm like totally knocked out because you were so boring, okay? So yeah, I've always been a type of person that really has to be hands-on. You really got to get me into the groove for me to really focus. And I don't know, maybe I have adult ADHD. I don't know what it is, but I definitely have to have something that's going to catch my attention. So therefore, what I try to do is I try to give you guys what I want to see. You know, I try to catch your interest and spark it and keep it. So that's kind of like the method to my madness and why I do the things that I do. Of course, incorporating my very quirky sense of humor too as well, because I am quirky. I'm sorry, folks. I'm so sorry. If you guys don't like my quirkiness, like, be out. Like, get to stepping. You guys remember Martin Lawrence used to say, get to stepping. And really, get to stepping. So some of the hateful comments were, oh my gosh, cover your ears, little kids. These are so traumatic comments. Some of the comments that I received were that they didn't like my voice. They didn't like the way I talked. That I was corny and cheesy, and that I got over animated or dramatic, or I added way too much. And I've actually had people that told me, because of the way that I did my show, that they would not subscribe. And to those that think that, like, thank you very much, because, like, yeah, I really want all of that negativity on my channel. I don't think so. Like, bop me in the head already if I did that, right? So yeah, I mean, if you guys don't want to subscribe, then don't. I mean, I don't know. Did you expect me to jump off the cliff or something? Because it's not gonna happen, folks. Not gonna happen. So like I said, you know, one of the things that I am is an entertainer by nature. That is who I am. And for someone to actually think that I would change who I am, or even the way I talk, are you kidding me? You think I'm going to change the way I talk or the way that I'm passionate about something? Because folks, understand, okay? I wear my heart right there. Okay, I know I'm sleeveless, but imagine that I have a sweater on. I wear it right on my sleeve. What you see is what you get. Okay, that is who I am. And I know a lot of you guys may think that, you know, perhaps I egg it on for the camera or I add it on thick. Folks, I am telling you, what you see is what you get. Just as corny as I am on film, I am that corny, and even much more in my real life. I know, hard to believe. Can it get that much more? It can. Poor hubby dear. I always say it, you know, we have 3 kids, but he has 4, because I'm like one of those kids. So sorry for the guy. Please pray for him. And folks, you gotta know that I am a very fun-loving person. You know, I am confident in who I am, and I hope it shows, you know, because I love and I embrace every aspect, every part of me. And just because I stick out like a sore thumb, or just because I don't always go with the flow or fit in any crowd, or, you know, I'm not a chameleon. I don't always try to blend. As a matter of fact, I don't blend, and I don't try to, because I appreciate my own uniqueness. I really definitely feel as if there is true beauty in uniqueness. When someone is so fortified in themselves, someone is so satisfied with who they are, they don't try to follow every whim, every fashion statement, or every fad that's going on, because you know what, they understand that they walk to their own beat, they dance to their own rhythm, and indeed they sing to their own tune. And trust me, I sing to my own tune, because if you guys ever heard me sing, oh my gosh, it is a voice that you have never heard before, and probably a voice that you will never want to hear again. And another thing, folks, to all of the YouTubers out there, you know, I have to say, and I'm not going to say that I absolutely love every video that I watch, because there are some that I'm not too keen about, or is just not my cup of tea, but you're not gonna find me writing these hateful, degrading comments, because indeed I appreciate each and every individual, each and every YouTuber out there, at least courageous enough to pursue their passion and do it, regardless to what they think other people might say about it. They are gun-ho about their purpose and what they love to do, and they're not going to let anyone change that. So indeed, I really appreciate all of you guys that have the courage and the substance to take a stand for whatever it is you are passionate about. So yeah, bravo, and I truly do commend you. And here's the most hilarious part of it, folks. You know, the comments that I do get, and you know, I don't want to exaggerate or make you think that that's all I get, because I don't. I get so many inspirational comments out there. Definitely a lot of support and a lot of love for what I do and who I am. So don't get it twisted and think that, oh, all she gets is haters and nobody likes her, because indeed, out of the 1,000 people, maybe 100 might dislike me. So I think I've gotten maybe around about 10 hateful comments. You know, and that's not bad. I mean, you know, if your view count is pretty high, or, you know, somewhat high, then of course you're going to get a lot more haters, or a lot more people that disagree or just don't like something about you. And trust me, there's like 101 million different things that a person could not like about you. And trust me, because that list is so long, many people will pick and choose, and they'll find something just to not like about you. Trust me, it happens. And folks, as grown-ups and as adults and as people that have lived through life, we should always understand that through every aspect of our life, whether it be personal life, whether it be through our careers or our hobbies, there's always going to be someone that dislikes you. There's someone out there that doesn't like you. That's just life in general, okay? But what I've learned is that once you begin to appreciate and love yourself for who you are, you will not allow anybody's opinion or words or anything that they do to you taint the vision of your potential and your capability and what you can do. You would never allow that. I want to ask you guys, I want to challenge you guys to love yourself fully and wholly and totally, from top to bottom, in and out, to the point that you are going to be so powerful enough to stand against any hateful words or any comments or anything that someone might do to you. Have your own strength and confidence within yourself to be who you are, because that's what I do. And I have to tell you, when I fully embraced who I am, and I can truly be who I am, which is Maria Young, by the way, if you guys didn't know. But once I can do that, folks, oh my gosh, the sky's the limit. I mean, you can practically do anything, okay? Boldness comes reward. Trust me, it is. And if you're bold enough to stand up for who you are and do the things that you love to do, the reward of gratification and the reward of living out your life on your terms is more immeasurable, or there is no amount of money or gold or treasures in the world that can amount to that. So again, to all of my fellow YouTubers, I don't care if you ever receive any hateful comments that does not dictate who you are. That only just confirms who people are, okay, with their hateful, deceitful ways. And folks, the way that I handle it, and you know, you could take it, leave it, whatever you guys want to do, but you know, for me, I have to tell you that I really don't have time for it. I don't. You know, life can be dramatic on its own. Life can be negative on its own. I don't need any help. And folks, because this is my passion, this is what I love to do, I am not going to invite any type of negativity into my orchid world. That's right, folks. I am in full control. I'm just saying, I'm in full control here. Okay, so anybody that writes comments, hateful, snakeful, deceitful, whatever, I just start blocking. Block, 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 block. I know I sound like a chicken. Block, block, block. But that's what I do. I will block you until no end, folks, okay? Because you can keep that negativity and bring it somewhere else to people that will actually let it affect them. But as for me, it has no place in my queendom. I am a happy individual. I am fully loving my life. I am fully loving who I am. And I definitely would never allow anyone to change my opinion of that. And one thing too that we have to understand is a lot of the people that actually make these hateful, snakeful comments, these trolls, these haters, okay, are actually individuals that don't even make videos. I know, that's kind of unbelievable, right? You would think that they make videos too. You know, they'd be credible to judge someone else's work, right? Not. Okay, 10 out of 10 people that I checked their own channel, folks, had not a single video. And if they did, it was like a family video or something like that, but nothing major to where that's what they do, you know, really make videos for the public or to educate or to inspire, whatever it is. But they don't do that. So I'm like, how are you going to judge someone else's work when you have no idea what it takes to make a video? Because I have to tell you folks, I really take a lot of my videotaping or filming and editing seriously. I mean, I try to give the public what I would like to see. And I really try to expose the things that I think would keep me interested. So, you know, I do have a formula or a way of formatting my shows. And I can tell you folks, I mean, one videotaping, one filming can take a whole day, or maybe even 2 or 3, just depending on how problematic situations and incidents occur. Because as you guys know, when you're filming, and especially like me, I film outdoors a lot, you're hearing cars and stuff going by. And, you know, I always say anything that could go wrong usually does, and more. Because I've had situations where ambulances are passing back and forth, or police cars, or I've had it to where cars break down behind me, or birds are chirping like crazy in the tree, helicopters flying in the air. I mean, whatever you could think of has happened. Batteries dying, it raining and thunderstorming and having hurricanes here in my garden. I mean, all sorts of things will occur. So yeah, it can take a while for me to get one episode filmed. And then we're thinking about editing too. Again, I just don't slap anything together and just throw it out there. You know, I put a lot of effort into my videos, and this is how I feel about it. If you can't appreciate the work that I do, or perhaps my personality is not your cup of tea, then, you know, my videos just weren't meant for you. You know what I mean? There's 1,000,001 other YouTubers out there, and thank goodness there are. So you can have your pick and choose. You do not, and please don't, subscribe or be on my channel if you have such a negative way of thinking. If you don't like to have fun, and you don't like to have good laughs and cheer. If you have to be so structured and so formatted and so formal and political, then yeah, this might not be be for you, and it doesn't hurt my feelings any, because you know what? I'm not for everyone. That's just in all honesty. But I know one thing, I am for myself, and I do love myself. So that doesn't change anything at all, folks. But one thing that I do want to say to all you trolls and haters, you ought to be a doggone shamed of yourself. A doggone shamed of yourself, okay? Because you actually cause people to really allow some of the things that you do and say really affect how they live. And I know you think you're so proud of yourself because you're hiding behind a computer screen and you can say hateful comments and they can't do anything about it. But you know what? What goes around comes around, and you know what? You're probably bitter right now because of some of the bitter, hateful things that you do. Understand that you reap what you sow, and what goes around comes around, and it's gonna rear its ugly head, and it's gonna come and get you like this. It's gonna eat you alive! Eat you alive! And that was my episode of ranting and raving for the people that think my videos suck. No, not really. Not really. Not all of that. Not even half of that. Not even this much of that. I'm really talking to the other YouTubers, and I'm hoping that you would never allow anybody's hateful comments to affect what you do, how you live your life, and how you embrace and love yourself. Definitely do not do that. Continue doing what you do, and continue showing your heart and passion. And indeed, you guys already know I love you all. Mwah!